Hello, it's Beth Hetzing here, the Message Maestro, popping again into your inbox just to say, how are you? This week, I had a bit of a light bulb moment I wanted to just share with you, which actually is nothing to do necessarily with speaking. I, like a lot of people, have been struggling this year. This particular lockdown has really got to me, and I've spoken to some very wise women, some awesome women about things, and then it struck me what was wrong. I'm a people person. I'm a hugger. I'm a huge sort of let's pull everybody in together for group hugs because I feed off other people's energy. It makes me sound a bit like a vampire, but what I mean by that is the raised energy that you're in when you're with groups of people that you love, groups of people that inspire you or motivate you. It is like food. It's something that we as humans need. It's why, in a way, we're like pack animals. We need that closeness. We need to be together. And I have been struggling because I've been quite isolated. I'm very lucky. I don't live alone, but my husband is a special worker. He drives the coach that takes the kids to school and that sort of stuff. So he's out, very, very early in the morning and gets home very, very late at night. So generally during the day, I'm on my own. And I do lots of video calls and, I phone my kids and I phone my mum and all of that. But it never struck me until today that actually I'm starving. I'm starved of that emotional, physical connection with the people I love and with the people that inspire me and motivate me. Being able to just give a hug to a friend in the street in passing and saying, how are you, and all of that, it's actually starving me in the same way that if I decided that, or if I was forced not to have food to eat, I would eventually die of starvation. And by knowing that, I also realised that what tends to happen is, and I'm going to talk about this from my point of view, but it might resonate with some of you, is that I need a certain amount of validation from people outside of me. And that's not validation about my business, my skills, or any of that. It's just a validation that I exist, that I have this life outside of business that incorporates my family and my friends. It reminds me of why I do things. It reminds me of why I run my business. It reminds me of my purpose in life, which are my family and my children and my grandchildren. But what lockdown has done has removed that from that immediate gratification that I get when I go around for a cup of coffee and give them a hug and talk about business and we laugh and we cry together. It created this situation where I was at home focused so much on my business because there was really nothing else to occupy the mind, that I began to forget what my true purpose was. I began to become quite stressed out that business wasn't doing what it was supposed to be doing. It wasn't working the way I wanted it to work. And the more stressed I got, the worse big vicious cycle. And I'm convinced that this phenomena, if you want to call it that, this phenomena of not being able to feed ourselves on the energy of a group situation where we're physically in a room with each other, when we're laughing together and crying together and we're hugging and supporting and all of that stuff, is a hidden a really deeply hidden problem with people today because it creeps up on us. We don't even realize it's happening. I only really opened my eyes to it because something happened that, in my life on an online thing that threw me for six. It made me so angry and I was so upset. I actually had to sit down and ask myself why. It wasn't overly important, this thing I was doing. It didn't matter in the great scheme of things. It was supposed to be fun to do. And that's when I realized that I was starving for that attention and that energy lift and someone just giving me a hug and telling me that, because it's not always about the words, it's about the actions. It's about someone putting their arms around you and going, it's fine, it's okay. It's about the people who know you and understand you being able to hug you and not say anything. And you both know that that unspoken support between you. That's what we're all missing. That's why so many of us are starving and our lives are becoming unbalanced and our purpose is being lost. Because for so many of us, our purpose is in our family. I do what I do because of my family. I want to leave a legacy. I want them to be proud of me. I want to show my grandchildren, how things can be done. I want to break barriers. I want to empower the world. I want to do my bit. And yet I'm having to reach through a screen where people aren't. It's no different for me than being stood at a window on the outside looking in while everybody's eating and you're out in the cold. I don't have a solution to it because the solution comes with the easing of lockdown and being allowed to go out and do all those things that we as humans need to do. But I have to keep reminding myself, I do know what my purpose is. I just have to keep reminding myself because I don't have other people to do that for me. I have to create my own energy twice as much because I can't feed off those people that inspire me, that I love. I can't feed off their energy and I can't feed them some of my energy. I just wanted to highlight that today and ask you to really think about whether this is happening to you or not. I hope you have a great day. I hope I haven't depressed you too much, but think about it because I think once you can acknowledge it and recognize it, I think it's a lot easier to do something about it, or to the very least, hang on until June. Bye.